All right. Here we go. Second clap for the camera.
I have such a headache.
Ready?
All right,
Set.
3, 2, 1.
What up, world? It's the Can't Focus Podcast, back once again in an entirely new set here.
Woo! Not permanent.
Not permanent, yeah.
Maybe reoccurring.
Maybe reoccurring.
We got multiple studios.
That's how much money we getting. Nah.
Okay, Pastor Montgomery.
That's what happens when we get 200 subscribers, baby.
Happy 200 subscribers.
Happy 200 subscribers.
That's your table. That's why. You slapping that joint like that. We want to thank y'all so much for giving us 200 subscribers.
Yes, sir.
This is a monumental time, so thank you so much. The engagement, the views this past month has been awesome, and we hope that you're enjoying this as much as we enjoy making it. I go by the name of Alive.
Yes,
you can
sir.
Find me at Alive Raps.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we know it's switch it up every time.
Yeah, for real, because you be going next. All right. It's your boy Martin Hopeful. You can find me at Martin Hopeful. I forgot to do the other part that I usually do, but don't worry about it. I'm gonna say it at the end. You feel me?
Okay, all right. I'm Kano. You know what I mean? At Kano Music.
I like long walks
AKA,
on the beach. And
AKA, I like long walks on the beach.
Here we go.
AKA, we in my house now. AKA,
Psych! What it is, what it do, what it be like, what's good, what's hood. It's your boy Martin Hopeful. You can find me at Martin Hopeful.
yeah.
You see how I stopped him? You see how I stopped the AKA?
You saw how he kind of like overran that whole thing, where he kind of like took over.
Yeah.
Where it was kind of like a
power trip?
It's kind of like a power trip that Martin
good segue.
did. Yeah.
All right, we getting better.
That was good.
200
That was
subscribers,
good.
baby.
That was good.
That's crazy though, because I just related Martin to Adam22.
I mean,
Especially about what we about to talk about this man.
first. Oh, all right, go ahead.
First jumper, no
jumper break. So now every day I wake up,
Somebody got a problem with Adam.
there we go.
Yeah, don't
there we go.
rhyme.
We butchered it. We might edit that.
So I am going to. We're gonna have a very focused topic today. We're getting into this whole conversation about Adam22 and the No Jumper podcast and everyone affiliated with such podcasts.
The No Jumper multiverse is called.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah,
Well, look at
what?
that.
Like, why is it called the multiverse?
Because there's a lot of
Because
worlds
Doctor
happening.
Strange. Because of Doctor Strange. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna pass it off to Kano. He is going to give us overall, because me and Martin, to be fully frank with you, we just got.
I know
put up
about
to
No
speed.
Jumper for
Right, I
like a
did
couple
too.
of things, like for just a couple of stuff, and I use it for research for certain things, but I didn't really know how big it was until Kano really like broke it down for us. So that's why he's the expert
Yes.
of the No Jumper. No Jumper expert.
Multiverse
I don't know
expert.
how to say that. They're like hip hop purists. They're like Backpack and Talib Kweli and stuff like that. So they
Yeah.
got, Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna try my best. Adam22, No Jumper podcast. He is a channel that starts, I don't even know when, but years ago, because I remember him being on the Tax Stone podcast. So he builds his channel by interviewing SoundCloud rappers, right? When he's first coming up, he's with his co-business partner Josh, who's still there. But there's a few people that was around that are no longer there. And I wasn't really paying attention to how that fell apart, but there's a whole community that says it fell apart nasty too, right?
Okay.
He's had House Phone on his pod for over 7 years, I believe. Him and House Phone are supposedly best friends. He's had AD on since like 2018 or something like that.
Wow, okay.
T-Rell got on, I think, during the pandemic or something like that. So
These are all like people that joined the No Jumper podcast. Okay.
These are my fault. Yeah. These are all
Yeah.
people host of that he has brought in for the No Jumper podcast,
Like co-host with him.
Like co-host.
And it's important to know that he like is putting these people on. Like some of these guys were they were like in gangs or still in gangs.
Right. So all right. I mean, yeah, let's do that. So AD is allegedly associated with the Lantana Block Compton Crips. T-Rell allegedly associated with the 5 Deuce Hoover Crips. Smack is a 51 Trouble Crip, I believe, allegedly. Again, all alleged things.
Right.
So
Alleged.
the reason I think this is important is because as you see these people come into the No Jumper universe, you see Adam take like a really interesting turn from SoundCloud rappers and drug punk type rappers to gangsta LA rappers, to gang politics and stuff like that. And you'll see like him navigate into this new world with some type of confidence, and probably some of that confidence comes from the reassurance that, hey, I got T-Rell, I got AD, and by proxy, I got Whack 100, I got, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
These types of situations.
I actually want to put that in there for two reasons. Number one, because Adam got his protection. That's number one. And number two, I feel like people like AD, who has gone on record to say like that's his boy, that's why he called him his brother, yeah. Right? Because of what he put him onto, you know what I mean? Like he didn't have nothing to be put onto, and then he gave him something. So it's like there's a brotherhood that he's loyal to. I feel like it's very important to talk about
an
that.
appreciation there for
deep
kind of like a bit of a change life.
And it's important to note that Adam is a white man from the East Coast,
yes,
who goes over to LA, and now AD and T-Rell and Duno and Smack, these are LA natives.
Okay.
So he's allowed to move the way he moves because he has LA natives with him, right? So yeah. So okay. So what happens is, to give you the short version is, a month ago, he has a transgendered person come on the show. Goes on to say that they had sexual relationships with House Phone, who Adam knows is in a relationship with a woman at this time and point in life, and knows that this has never been something that House Phone has ever disclosed. I see the list you're talking about. It has never disclosed. And now, the transgendered individual, the woman, says that she's had relationships with House Phone. Adam puts out the interview, puts out the podcast. 4.5 million subscribers, puts out the podcast.
I wonder how many views that one episode had.
And I can't wrap my mind around why it would be worth putting out an interview with someone who's relatively unknown, unless you intended for that to be where you
that's like me putting out an interview on you.
Why we gotta do that? Why we had to?
I'm just making a connection.
You're making a hypothetical.
I'm making a hypothetical. It's as if I interviewed a transgender woman and interviewed that person and then put that interview out when she outed you and you my mans, and that's something personal and private that you adventure into.
You know what's crazy when you put it in that perspective?
He sound like he a glutton for content.
That's what I'm saying.
And controversy.
Yeah.
When you put it in that perspective, I'm actually kind of shocked that House Phone even came back to do one last pod with
That's what I'm saying.
Because that's actually insane.
Because that's exactly what this is.
So
if you're claiming that's like your best friend, and that's what we have here. So
House Phone ends up leaving, right? I just want to recap real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So House Phone ends up leaving because of this. He takes Blasey with him.
But he did one episode after that.
Yeah, where they try to reconcile.
Yeah.
But Adam was like, he told, well, I paid for your mom's funeral, which I don't know who does that in the conversation. I don't know any human being who thinks that's like okay to say.
Yo.
In the conversation.
That's wild.
So while that happens, House Phone leaves. Adam, apparently, behind the scenes, and I think this is important, AD mentions, AD, T-Rell, Duno, all of them are telling him, Adam, you're wrong. You're wrong for putting it out.
Oh, that's the last one we were watching.
Yeah, that's what we were watching.
So this is behind the scenes. Adam,
and that's when and he got up in his feelings.
So Adam must have started getting in his feelings, and Adam is like telling him, "I'm going to cancel everything," right? And these are these guys' revenue stream. We don't know about this power trip yet. This is all happening behind the scenes, right?
It's unraveling.
Now Adam has an interview with former white supremacist Richard Spencer, right? AD has gone on record before when they interviewed, what's his name? Oh, man. Nick Fuentes.
Nick Fuentes.
That he feels like for these type of interviews, they need to have more research done, more maybe another host that knows more to combat the facts that the alternative right representatives come with, or the white supremacists come with. Adam decides to do an interview then without him, doesn't bring AD, doesn't bring any of his black staff members, brings a white streamer by the name of Destiny. Destiny is the one who made the slave owner joke, by the way.
Wow.
And interview Richard Spencer there. So AD, on his own platform that he has, goes on to call Adam out.
Wait, Destiny is the one that said the slave owner joke?
Mm-hmm. Destiny is the streamer.
Isn't he like a liberal?
Yeah.
Like he's like a defender for liberal rights and all that stuff. Oh wow! I just caught that. I didn't know.
Yeah, he is, and that's why he brought him in for the.
And he said the slave owner joke.
Yeah, yes, because white people. So
I'm unfollowing you from TikTok, Destiny. I'm like, you know now, bruh.
So then,
get out of here.
This is the short version. This is
get out of here.
It took 8 minutes. So then, AD says some things. Adam doesn't appreciate it, but instead of being a man and telling him I don't appreciate it, he goes behind his back and talks to Lush One about him and tells Adam and tells AD, "Look, I'm taking you off this one show." Also, and some passive aggressive, right? Almost like to say, "Hey, you spoke about me publicly, so now you have to pay," right?
Right.
Lush One, for some reason, discloses everything Adam says behind his back. AD gets upset. Adam fires Lush One on air live. AD never comes back to No Jumper. He leaves No Jumper.
I feel like he did that. I'm sorry, continue.
He leaves No Jumper. With AD, T-Rell leaves No Jumper. Duno leaves No Jumper. Smack leaves No Jumper. Right? Then Destiny makes a slave joke to Adam, which is, yo, Adam, when I first met you, I thought you were black because you do hip-hop. And then he goes, and Destiny says, but turns out you're just a slave owner. And then Adam goes, slave owner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like,
and
it's a very odd laugh.
And then Destiny says, I'm here standing up for the... He says something that we don't know because it was censored. And Adam goes, bleep that. So whatever Destiny said, Adam was conscious enough to bleep that, but kept slave owner because that's funny. That's content.
Wow.
Gina Views ends up leaving because of that slave owner joke. So there's a lot of people leaving No Jumper. No Jumper.
How many people left? How many people left at this point?
Flacco is still over there. Almighty Suspect is still over there. And Sharp is still over there. And then there's like little minor role players over there still.
But you have at least like 6 people that dropped, right?
Yeah.
And they probably these are probably fitting the drop too.
And these are people staple No Jumper members: House Phone, Blasey, AD, T-Rell, Duno, Gina, Smack. Yeah, that's a lot of people.
Is that all black people?
All of them are black except Duno. Duno's Mexican.
Duno's Mexican.
Oh, Blasey Spanish. Blasey some type of Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what's happening over there. No Jumper.
All right.
That sounds like it's soon about to be an end of an era because he said that they said that there's rumors floating about saying that he's pivoting. Adam22 is pivoting the No Jumper podcast to doing more political.
Not
debates.
Rumors. He told Joe Budden that.
Oh, it's a confirmed.
He said, I want to make it more
by
political.
Joe Budden.
It is confirmed?
It's confirmed by Joe Budden.
I think he's just pivoting. I don't think he's going to make it more political.
I know, but what did he tell Joe Budden?
I wanted to get away from what we were doing and make it like a more discussion-based over more important topics.
So
which for me is coded language from trying to get it away from black people.
So
that is number one.
Speaking of Joe Budden, get into Joe Budden, which I gotta flip that thing on the camera real quick.
Go ahead. Get in Joe Budden that
whole other situation with the 16.
Oh yeah. So listen, Flacco brings in the guy, Poetic Flacco brings in a guy for an interview, and they're talking. He's a perv buster. What he does, he goes places and he makes people answer for all the nasty, pervy things they've done, sexual offenses and stuff like that.
What did Adam think he was gonna do when he
Adam
invited him
wasn't
on?
there. Adam didn't invite him. Flacco invited him.
Oh,
Yo,
okay.
Flacco. Flacco. I see you.
So Flacco did this interview.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't think Flacco intended for that to happen because the perv buster comes in. He starts talking about, what about your boy Adam? Stuff like that. And then Flacco immediately turns off the live. Well, the only reason we have this information is because the perv buster puts it on his Instagram live.
Gangster.
So we still could see everything.
It's like that.
The live is gone. It's deleted off the No Jumper channel. Doesn't exist. So now we see him talking. He's like, yo, Flacco, what's good with the live? He's like, no, we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. And then Adam comes in to ask, yo, Flacco, why'd you turn off the live? And the perv buster dude is like, because we talking about you, homie. And then he's like, oh, you want about the AD stuff? He's like, nah, about the AD stuff. Like, what's up with you and that 16-year-old?
Oh, wow.
And so that happened. So now everybody that brings all to the forefront because everybody's up on the No Jumper universe right now because it's falling apart. So everybody's like, wait, what 16-year-old? So apparently back in the day, Adam disclosed this information himself, but he wasn't as popular. Now it's resurfacing.
Right.
Kind of like R. Kelly, right?
Right.
And we all knew what happened with R. Kelly.
Right.
But it wasn't as popular yet. Social media hadn't really been it yet. Like,
yeah.
Dave Chappelle is the closest we got to it being mass, you know? And
Yo, Chappelle.
No, but it's true. It's true.
Yeah, the original Perv Buster. Like,
And then you have Surviving R. Kelly, and then it's just like,
it's
oh,
a
wait
rap.
a minute.
Yeah.
So now we get the full story, which is crazy. So Joe Budden is interviewing him, and he's like, "Yo, so Adam, so what happened with this 16-year-old?"
Also, why would he go on an interview with Joe Budden if he knew that this was going to come up?
Well,
He was trying to clear his name.
so I'm be honest
I
with
feel like he was trying to clear his name.
Joe Budden of all
you. I
people?
love Joe Budden a little bit because
Yeah, me too.
he's a dirtbag,
Yeah.
and I think Adam trusted him. I think Adam went in there thinking he was friends with Joe,
Right.
Because he's used to black people being friendly with him, and he's not used
Till
to
they
like.
not.
He's not used to a black person being just as sly and backstabbing as he is.
Yeah.
And hello, Joe Budden.
Yeah.
Enters chat backstabber
Yeah.
number
Especially Joe Budden having the history that he's
of
had.
backstabbing.
Yeah, backstabbing of his issues with women as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Like he's had some crazy
Yeah.
accusations
Like,
put on him.
I don't think Adam did his research on him.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
No, I
because
think-
that's
I think
one
he-
thing about Joe Budden.
I
Joe,
think he considered him a peer. I think that's what happened.
yeah.
So now Joe has him on the ropes. Joe's like, yo, so what happened? And so Adam is explaining it. And he's like, okay, this is what happened. I was talking to this girl when she was 16, but she was from Canada. So that was okay because it's okay in Canada. She didn't know she could get me in trouble. But once I figured out she was 16.
Wait. 16 is okay in Canada?
I don't know. I'm not Canadian, but that's what he says in that video. And then he goes.
Shit, look this up.
And then he goes. Makes it funnier when you don't know. So he goes.
Allegedly.
He goes. So I stopped talking to her, and he makes it seem like he stopped talking to her. Later on in the conversation, it becomes clear that he smashed her when she was 19.
Right.
They had smashed was a wild, my fault. They had relationships of the sexual nature when she was 19, right? So Joe's like, hold up, and this is why I love Joe Budden, dirtbag Joe Budden. Joe Budden, if you out there, dirtbag to dirtbag, shout out to you. He frames it in such a way that even Adam probably in real time was like, oh, I messed up coming up here. He goes, so you met her when she was 16, and then you serendipitously ended up at her house when she's 19.
Right. And he's the one that, and Adam is the one that used serendipitous, though.
Yeah, and then Joe Budden's like, what? So the algorithms landed you in her bed?
Yeah. So you
He said you
Facebook
shouldn't even be
algorithm?
using that word. He said,
He said, do you have a publicist?
You and your publicist should probably go over how you
my
answer
man
your question.
said,
Did your
Jesus
publicist
Christ,
say
Mary and
serendipitous?
Joseph.
Did your publicist say that serendipitous is a good word?
And my favorite part of that is like Adam doesn't understand what he did wrong. He's like, wait, but so you're telling me that because I met her when she was 16 that I couldn't have relationships with her when she was 19? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Like,
Because that looks like you're being a predator and waiting for her to be legal.
What happened? The Facebook algorithms let her into your bed, Adam? What happened? Yeah.
that aha moment for everyone but Adam, right?
Yeah, that's essentially, I felt like he was having that. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, go
So
ahead.
let's break this down bit by bit.
Yeah.
Oh, and one more aspect is the AD bodyguard, right? AD, when Milk has an issue, Milk 7'4", white Hoover Crip. Adam is now, because he has the backing that he has, he starts interviewing gang members, right?
Yeah.
Not even rappers, just gang members, which is cool. I'm cool with interviewing gangsters. It's
Right.
fine. It's a part of the culture, right?
Yeah.
You know, Eazy-E was a Kelly Park Crip, right? And Eazy-E made gangster rap the popular genre that it
of
is
music.
now.
Yep.
Ice-T is associated with several different gangs in LA. Without Ice-T, we don't have the hip hop we have today, right?
Yeah.
Like you said
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
last pod,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, it is a part of the culture,
Yeah.
right? Weird though when you start interviewing people who are
Actually, in
opposing rivals week after week. So he had Milk 7'4", who's a Hoover Crip one week, and then he had C-Mac the next week, who has Hoover Killer on his forehead tattooed. You
Literally
can see,
a week apart.
you can see how a man could be upset,
Yeah.
right?
100%. Yeah.
So Milk comes in and looks for him. He goes to the no jumper spot looking for him. AD comes out, you know, it must have been chilly in LA that day.
He
been cold.
he got a little heavy coat on, you know.
In his pockets.
Seem a little pretty heavy.
Yeah,
you know?
and
His in his pockets, a little
chilly
cold,
in
a little
LA.
chilly in LA.
While Milk is standing there with
With a t-shirt on.
And he's like, "Hey, put the camera down. I'm cold." I think that's what he said.
I'm pretty sure that's what he said. Yeah. We'll leave it at
It's a
that.
little nippy out here, man.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
backed them down.
Put your hands in your
weather.
pocket.
yeah. The weather backed him down.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
And then when the essays with the American Cholo thing, right?
yeah.
So, this is actually, I didn't break it down for y'all. Flacco. So the way they do their Instagram is whoever posts whatever they post, they sign off with their name. So who, if someone missed a caption, misspelled, you know who's responsible for it.
Oh, okay.
So it's signed off Flacco. It's a post of American Cholo, a Mexican podcaster, former gang member, respected by the Mexican gang community still, and good upstanding Mexican gang standings, right?
Okay.
No longer an active gang member doing community work, but still a representation of what gang life is. So do not embarrass him because you're going to have some essays in your situation, right? There's a post misrepresenting him of using the N-word.
Mm-hmm.
It's a story that he's telling of one of his homies coming home from jail and him telling him, yo, let's go hit up such and such spot. And his Mexican homie going, oh, I don't want to go there. There's black people there and I don't mess with N-words.
Right.
And he says that word in the story.
Right.
But the point of the story is that he's telling his Mexican homeboy, man, don't be like that, man. You're not in jail no more.
Right.
You don't got to be racist no more.
Right.
So he takes that clip and gives it to Flacco. Adam.
He chops it up.
Adam takes that clip, gives it to Flacco, and says, put it up. So Flacco puts it up, and the signature that you see is Flacco. When this whole thing comes out, no one ever mentions this. I wanted to speak on it, but we didn't have a pod like that yet.
Right.
No one ever speaks about how Adam really did this. It wasn't Flacco, and Adam kept deflecting to Flacco, and the essays wanted Flacco's head. They did. AD, being the AD that he is, stood tall when essays, American Cholo, Bozo, they all come in mad deep with Mexicans, ready to mess up that whole thing, the whole no jumper set.
Right. Because Adam wasn't there.
Because Adam was nowhere to be found.
80's a hero,
Adam was there on FaceTime like this, talking to Bozo like this, like what up, Bozo, like that. And Bozo tells him, hey, yo, homie, we only talking like this because AD vouched for you. So make things right. Make things right. Because if you don't we gonna make you make things right.
Wow.
And you only get this grace period because of AD. Because AD right here. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Life on the line if you ask me.
100%.
I don't care how gangster you are. When a lion meets a lion, somebody gonna die.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Luckily, that's not the mindset either parties were on.
Right.
They were able to understand, okay, listen, something could be done. We could fix this.
Right.
And Adam seems to value none of these things. So maybe we could break down
Narcissism.
point by point
the
whole situation. First, let me get your thoughts on the house phone.
I think that it's as if I would do that to you. And from like I said, from what it seems like, well, I didn't say this, but from what it seems like Adam is very much a clout chaser, a very it's content. So he's chasing after content, to keep his little empire going.
So interesting point. Know when now he's left no jumper with AD and all that.
Right.
He brings up that when the American Cholo thing happened, he got a little pressure put on him. And he hit up Adam. He was like, Adam, can you do me a favor? Can you put the video down? And they're like, nah, it's content.
Right.
Which is insane. Because my life is on the line, fam.
Yeah.
And you're like, nah, it's content.
You crazy.
And you really are a clout chaser at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And I was telling somebody, I don't know if they want their name to be on here, so I'm just going to say
Yeah.
somebody about that story. And they're like, yo, if I was I would have set up Adam. Because if I would have called you and I'm like, yo, dog, they on my neck. Can you put it down? Nah, it's just business. It's content. Copy. Don't worry about it. All right. Hey, yo, American Cholo, he be living here.
Yeah. Nah, it's just business. That's all it is. It's just business, Pop.
Yeah.
Like, it's all good. Like, no, we so cool, but it's business.
Yeah.
That's wild to me that you would switch up like that.
Yeah.
And it seems like that's a person who's forgotten how he got to that place.
I think he's just always been a narcissist.
I was gonna agree. I agree 110%. I also feel like he's a narcissist. I feel like he's a glutton for content. He's trying to find ways to just get more and more and more and more of it. And I think that I feel like he has a satiable lust for more of that stuff, which is why he's not. Which is why even with that, he said he's not going to put that stuff down, even off the fact that he's like your life is on the line, like your life is on the line. So it makes me wonder, like, yo, you really don't care, like you really don't care about your own safety or your family's safety, and that's just for a couple of likes, couple of clicks, and people playing. And you know, I'm not going to sit here and be like, yo, I'm not the type of person who feels like, yeah, man, I'm not a glutton for likes. Like sometimes for me, I can go, thanks. I can be looking at our YouTube views, or looking at the stuff on Instagram, on TikTok to see how many views we get.
Yeah,
this and the third, blah blah blah.
You get consumed by that.
You can get really.
It's
consumed.
Our industry, yeah.
But I feel like
they
this
say
is
similar to drug.
This is Adam's reason to live, in some way, shape, or form, because like. Even if he's not living, as long as he got that clout chasing or he got that content up, he's good to go.
And Duno's life was on the line there.
And here's the thing. He sees Duno every week. For months, for years.
Is he still there?
Duno left. Duno left when AD left.
Okay.
Rightfully so. And Duno said he was the one pushing behind the scenes for them to leave before everything happened. He's been one that left.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I feel it also lacks basic human empathy.
Yeah.
Because if I see you every day, right, that should be enough for me to want you to live. But even if I didn't, even if it was someone I knew adjacently through you,
yeah.
If you were to hit me up and you was like, yo, my boy, what's his face? Someone I don't know. Someone you work with that I've never met.
Right.
Yo, listen, they're threatening him because of a video you have up.
Right.
Because he knows me through you. I would still take that video down.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
1,000.
Even if I don't know the dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, his life's in danger because of a video?
Yeah,
I put it down.
That it sounds like one of three things. You either one have, like I said, forgotten how you've gotten there. You've forgotten the people that helped you to get there. You're from the East Coast and you're white. There's no way you're rolling in these circles by yourself. Right. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
It's people that allowed you to be where you are. So that's number one. You forgot that. Yeah. Number two, you're a narcissist.
You don't think he cared?
I don't think he cared. I feel like he used what he used. I feel like he has intentions to do the pivots that he's doing and the things that he's doing right now. Because I don't think he has a shred of like and
are we talking about a sociopath at this point?
Like
Maybe.
So in my mind,
honestly,
because I don't know the man out of the home
honestly,
wall.
Yeah.
I don't know what's his history. I don't know what's his thing when it comes down to his family or friends.
Man.
But for you to do what you're doing, it just looks crazy, bro. Like I can never.
Out your man
like even some of my enemies. Like there's some people I may be like, yo, this guy gets me tight, gets me angry or whatever. I don't think I'm gonna go that hard to dismantle somebody's
who,
life.
by the way, Housephone's mom recently passed away within the last couple of years, I believe.
Right, yeah, because you say you paid for a funeral, yeah.
Which he also said that, right?
Yeah.
I paid for your mom's funeral.
Yeah, so you're either talking about someone who's forgotten all that, someone who's just straight up a narcissist and doesn't really care about anyone else, but I guess that would put you into the other category, which I was going to bring in, like a sociopathic type of mentality where you're completely disconnected from everything else.
That's classic narcissism, bro. When you said like I paid for your mom's funeral, what? Like you just throw that in my face?
I would have to fight you.
Yeah, like yo, bro.
It just
you
shows,
bring up your mom and something you did for me. It just shows that
it was less about it's less about care and more about like I'm gonna pull this out the hat the moment I need it.
Yep.
Back pocket, like something in the back pocket.
It's like I'm not doing things out of genuine love. I'm doing them for like when you start acting
so
up.
I can take advantage.
Yeah.
Listen, I did that for you. Remember I did that for you?
Right. The more people that owe me, the more they're in my pocket.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. So
Machiavellian. It's Machiavellian.
Oh, is that what does that mean?
All right, we know.
I only know Tupac's album.
Okay, go ahead. We can keep going. Listen, we want to do a segment. A Live reads books. It's coming soon.
Alive stops looking like an NPC, and he reads books.
Yeah. So hold on. So how do you guys though? Let's get to the a little unpacking of it though. How do you feel about the actual transgendered person even having access to being to do the interview? Like, could there be any other reason other than to expose house phone?
Yeah, he knew about that.
Yeah, right.
He knew about
He's
that
lying,
before
right?
the interview.
He's
100%.
There's no way.
Why? What other reason did?
When did he do this? When did he do it? What
About a
is
month
it?
ago.
This is the it was the perfect guy. It's like, oh, it was,
My goodness, this was
awareness
only a month ago?
for transgender. Like, he could use that, guys, too. Like, oh, I'm just gonna talk to this person who happens to be transgender and talk about issues. And oh, by the way, what happened with the house phone? You know, like
so the transgender person brought
It's
up
a
house
ploy.
phone. He had to have known.
It was a ploy, bro. It's all a ploy.
How do you? What other reason would you have for bringing this person
That's
on?
what I can't think.
And
of.
it was only him and the transgender person.
Yeah, it was like a one-on-one interview.
It's
Weird, right?
Was there a certain topic for the?
And you're Adam. You're bringing on Richard Spencer. You're bringing on
Nick Fuentes.
You're bringing on people who have names, right?
Right.
Like, those are the two worst names I think we could have. But he had Jim Jones on there and Joel Santana recently. He was interviewing them, right? Why are you random trans person? Right. Nothing against trans.
Oh wait,
people.
didn't he? Wasn't he with Dame Dash too?
Yeah, he was interviewing Dame Dash. Like these. Why are you interviewing
And
someone
he
who has no
G-checked
name?
them again. He G-checked
Dame
them.
Dash is one of my favorite people that deals with white people.
Yeah, but I'm just like, why did he want to out house phone? Because he wanted him off.
Okay, I don't think so, but maybe because House Phone was having like drug.
So
issues
I want
and was
y'all to
trying
know
get
that he said he wanted to pivot. He wanted to make a pivot. He probably wanted to keep AD because AD was his ride or die.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to get rid of AD.
He didn't want to get.
But the way he pivots is the way I get out of relationships. Well, I can't talk to the woman face to face. I can't like have a real conversation. So I just I start doing everything wrong to get her. You ever had like a girl you can't get mad?
Yeah,
I don't call you. I yell at you like, why are you still here? Go,
Actually,
you
Parasite!
I don't know why I said yeah. I don't think I've ever been in that situation.
value yourself, yo.
Value yourself. I don't value you right now.
So value yourself away from me.
I'm terrible at communicating. Can't you see that I do not want this anymore?
Leave. Go that way.
I'm joking. That's never.
Get out
Yeah, sure.
right now.
So
Yeah, for you
So
and me.
I think maybe
this
Kyle-
might be dug up for you later on.
I think Martin has a really good point in that he's saying he wants to pivot, so that could be how he's moving. The back of his mind the whole time is everyone's expendable except AD.
Right,
I do think
right.
he does not want to get rid of AD.
Right.
I think, and you can see when he fires Lush how mad he is that Lush has disclosed information that could ruin his friendship with AD.
He really needed to keep that man.
So what did
That's
what
his
did Lush
right hand.
disclose
That's
again?
his gun.
All Lush said, all Lush confirmed is that Adam talks behind AD's back.
That's it.
Yeah. And I don't think it was. I think the context of the conversation isn't that serious, which is Adam tells Lush, "Well, I don't have to listen to the same 4 jokes anymore." But I get the principle. The general principle is, dog, I put my life on the line for you.
I wish you guys watched anime.
You just gonna,
I wish you guys watched anime because I see it, bro. I see it because I be watching anime.
what you see? Tell us.
Yo, your man's Adam22 is Light Yagami from Death Note.
Okay, you tell him. You tell him because
He
I don't
does
know what you're saying.
everything in his power to make sure that he has his clear view of what his podcast or he himself should be. Light Yagami wanted to rid the world of evil people and become the hero, so he became a sociopath and killed many other people in order for him to try and reach this goal of humanity where nobody will get killed or whatever the case may be.
So Adam
He thought that
22 is
he
who?
was doing that. Adam22 is like Yagami, where he does all these things to kill all these other people for his own selfish gains. He is out here trying to like G-check
Yagami22.
You know, I'm telling you, Yagami, bro.
Yagami22. I'm with it.
Not Igami, Yagami.
My
Yagami,
bad. My
Light
bad. I don't
Yagami.
watch. I don't watch.
I need to somehow put Light Yagami on the picture right here.
There you go.
I'm telling you, my anime heads will know. You
Yeah.
know what I'm talking
But
about.
you don't know. is
Yo,
that
shout
short?
out
In
to
my
the
mind-
anime heads.
In my mind, that was a short already.
Yeah.
So-
He's gonna get a picture. He's gonna Google Yagami.
Yeah.
Put
I
it
need
as
you- I need you to
the
watch.
thumbnail.
I need you to watch. And he tries to act like a nice guy or whatever the case may be, and he brings people close. This man,
So I got a question for you. Though.
sociopath, man.
I do got a
it seemed
question
like
for
it.
y'all. Do you, if you're AD, if you're Duno, if you're T-Rell, at the time the house phone thing happens,
I'm out.
Before the AD thing, the house phone things happen. How you handling that? Are you talking to him like how they told them, or are you like, what's happening in your mind?
I would have talked to him.
I would have talked to him. Yeah.
I would have talked to him.
And what if he tells you, okay, his explanation is the one he gave us. It's like, listen, I didn't know she was going to do that. Once I heard it, I told the editors to edit it out. They just never did.
But you never took it down.
It's already out.
On top of that, you didn't apologize for what was said. You have no remorse for what you did or what was done on your podcast.
Don't they
that
bring
you
it up
control? It's yours. You're the owner.
Don't they bring it up like, yo, like
they do later on a little bit,
like on the pod, right?
Yeah.
Like yo,
when he gets mad.
Yeah,
it was like, well, this is my pod.
Right, right. This is mine.
Yeah.
And of course, it's your. That's the one time he went. I'm telling y'all, he's a sociopath. He's the one time he says, this is my pod. He doesn't follow up with I apologize. He's just using it as a means of an end to kind of shut everybody up. Like, I have the power to shut all y'all down, so shut up. So, oh my gosh, it's so void of remorse for anything.
We believe that he outed House Phone on purpose for the views. Yeah. Did not expect him to lose him. Maybe did not care.
The moment you asked me when you didn't ask me when you said would I leave at the what is it, house phone situation? Yeah. I wouldn't leave then. I would leave at Nick Fuentes.
Nick Fuentes happened before that.
Oh, then I wouldn't have existed, bro. What are you talking about?
Richard Spencer though? Richard Spencer happened after.
Richard Spencer happened. No, I'm talking about Nick Fuentes.
Well, he interviewed Nick Fuentes right before Nick Fuentes started buzzing everywhere. He had Nick like
but I hear how Nick Fuentes talks.
Okay.
There's no way, and you did nothing about that. There's no way I could sit there and stand here and be here for what. Now I know what your viewpoint is, and I kind of know where this podcast is gonna go just off of that alone.
Yeah, it's a wild resume to have Nick Fuentes and Richard Spencer, right? Like those are two guys.
There's a goal. There's a goal behind it. He's my man I saw my man wear the jacket with the American flags all over it, bro.
T-Rell got a joke. T-Rell got a joke because they do. So also T-Rell and AD have their own YouTube channels that they've luckily, thank God,
after they left,
have been able to cultivate while they were at No Jumper.
Oh, okay.
And there was a hint of jealousy that you said when we were talking off camera, like a hint, or one of you said.
Yeah.
There was like a hint of jealousy from Adam about how successful their channels were being.
Right.
He even says it. That going forward, he might put employees under contract and have non-compete clauses.
Yo, I'm telling you,
I do gotta say, a lot of this sounds reminds me of like the Joe Budden situation with Rory and Mal.
God, I love Joe Budden because Joe Budden really baited him in for that conversation. So we'll get to that. We'll get to it. Listen.
But I think that I don't think Joe Budden was expecting them to leave.
So T-Rell said.
I think he expected these people to leave, except for AD.
T-Rell made a funny joke. Where he's like, listen, all you had to do was tell us. We would have like allowed you. All you had to do was tell us, hey, listen, on Wednesdays we're gonna do some white supremacist stuff. You might not like it. Maybe you don't like the direction we're going in.
So I can understand if you don't want to be there.
I can understand if you want to step away. I'll respect that. I just need you to respect me with my white supremacist.
It's my pod. Remember
that.
Which is what it was looking like, right? And then with the Destiny thing, right? It looks like he's. Listen, the joke. Can we get to the joke?
Yeah, go for it.
So if you exist within a culture that's black, because hip-hop is black culture, right?
I mean, he is relevant because of black people.
Yeah, of black everything. Black music.
Yeah.
Black friends.
Yeah.
Black gangs.
Yeah.
Black employees.
Yeah.
All of it.
I mean, not to like take away from like, he's got a lot of, obviously he's got the
white,
like some Mexicans.
Oh right, because it's LA,
well.
so there's some Mexicans.
Right, there's some Mexicans in there as well, but it seems like the majority is black.
Right.
So yeah.
So
ultimately, it's black and Spanish.
Right. So now he has a whatever he had that day with a bunch of white dudes. So they're just potting like how we are.
Right.
But white humor, which is fine as long as it's not racist.
Yeah.
And then Destiny tells Adam, "Yo, I thought, you were into hip hop because I thought you were black because they said you did hip hop. Now I found out you're just a slave owner. And he laughs.
Yeah. Laughs really loud.
He said, now you're just a slave owner. Now I just thought you were a slave owner.
Something like, something like, come to find out you're the slave owner or something like that. Yeah. And he just laughs out loud with an all-colored backing behind him. And the reason he's there is for that.
And you have to assume
entirely.
there were no black staff members in the room that day, right?
I would imagine. I mean, we don't know. We don't know what was going on behind the camera. You got to have people run that. On something like that, they're not doing what we're doing.
Right.
They're not doing like set the camera up. No, you got someone watching that camera the entire time.
Right,
usually who's running the tech stuff and keeping track of the audio levels at all times. It's not like what we're doing here. So I don't know if someone behind there was black, but the audacity if they were. So now to just put this up to speed, because I don't think you even knew this until we got here, but he was called out on Twitter by one of his mans, used to be. This was a guy that left, and he was like, "Yo, you're gonna say this when you have a black
who said
staff and all that." Someone on Twitter was the one that said it. And then Adam22 responded to that, and he said, "Yeah, that was a whack joke."
On Instagram.
Yeah, on his Instagram or Twitter, I don't know, but that was a whack joke.
I did not see that.
Sorry for anyone that had to
witness that.
It was the last video you was listening to before we started.
It's insane how he never.
Yeah,
Even when he says
apology.
sorry,
the apology
really
was
sorry.
very prideful. It was like a very prideful apology.
It's sorry you had
that was whack.
Bad joke.
Yeah, sorry for anyone.
Destiny said a bad joke. Not sorry. Sorry, I was not offended.
Yeah.
Not sorry, I haven't been in this culture long enough to care that people are insensitive to black people.
Yeah.
Or if not even insensitive,
Once again,
offensive.
He's using the culture to pivot. He's using that culture as a springboard to do other things. I'm telling you, he saw the use of it, and he realized that he doesn't need it anymore. And because of that, he is splitting himself away from that while he's bringing in all these political, because Destiny is very political. I'm on his TikTok. I've seen a lot of what he does.
Blue hair Destiny?
Yes. Yeah. He does a lot of political things.
Are you shocked by the slave owner joke from him?
You saw. I'm so sad. I'm very saddened by it because I looked at a lot of what he does, and he also talks about stuff about BLM and about Black lives, and that's one of the things that one of the biggest things I care about, and it just shows that you really can't trust even the allies sometimes, yo. This is what I said. This is my. I felt like he was. So during the quote unquote riots that were happening during those BLM protests and different things like that.
Right.
So a lot of what happened in those riots there were a lot of things happening in those protests were white people breaking into convenience stores and stealing beer, stealing food, stealing stuff like that for parties and stuff like that.
I saw a lot of those videos.
There were somebody spray painted at a Starbucks, BLM. It wasn't no black people. It was a white person that was vandalizing stuff. So it wasn't really the black people that were quote unquote creating these riots and whatever. It's these little things that happened within it that made it seem like they were rioting and they were destroying property and stuff like that. But it was white people that was doing that. Adam22 and this Destiny guy.
Entirely white people was doing that though?
As far as I've seen. Let me say allegedly, I guess, right? Because I wasn't there at every single protest. There could be a couple of black guys.
There were enough for this point to be.
But I do feel like there was too much footage just that people buried about that was coming out into the light during those times.
Yeah,
where it's like, yo, white people were up in there doing
100%.
White people were white people.
Please remind me that you said they buried this because they're white. Because I have a point to make after this.
Okay.
So I'll say So I feel like Adam22 and Destiny are those guys. They put it. They're under the guise of these allies that's trying to do certain things to to kind of show that, oh yeah, we're part of the culture. We care. I want to be on the cookout. I love black culture. I want to bring that out. I want to bring these things to light. And then you see them actually stealing cases of beer. You see them out here doing things that's plainly disrespectful to the culture, and making it seem like we're bad. And that's why I feel like a lot of the staff who are African American descent, they decided to walk away from that because that is not something that they could represent. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, that minus AD, because I do feel like AD
was personally betrayed.
Betrayed by him. But yeah, I digress.
So I actually like the AD point better. I'll get to the other thing. Mm-hmm. So AD, let's break down AD.
Yeah.
AD stood tall for him.
Through everything.
Even that.
Put his life on the line.
Almost, not really now. But almost like now too, like on some like.
No, I felt that way too.
Yeah, like
I felt that
I'm
way
really
too.
Grateful for him and all these things.
I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, you didn't like any of that.
No, if I was AD's friend, I'd be like, AD, that's not your boy.
Yeah.
Do not hold on to that love. That's not your man.
I feel for AD. I feel like, yo.
You have family members who are older who'll be like, yo, watch out for white people. And you be like, all right,
my mother was like, watch out for that guy.
You're old.
My mom was like, watch out for that dude.
You don't understand. It's better now. Right? And they're like, okay, all right, go ahead. You're going to be friends with your little white people. And then your white people friends do white people friend stuff. And you're like, they're different over there, aren't they? Like,
there were some things I saw. Do you guys remember we used to record with a guy? I don't know if Creature introduced us to this guy, but he was over at Park Slope.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was certain things that he would say on this. I also think that he was crazy. But there was some things he said under his breath.
You're talking about a movie theater?
Yes.
Yeah.
There was certain things that he said under his breath. There were certain stickers that I saw here and there when I was recording, and I was like, there's something weird about this guy. But I just chose to ignore it because he's giving us a good deal on recording.
You got into a fight with him?
I ain't get into a fight with him.
That's interesting because somebody we know, I won't say names, I run into somebody and we know, and I'm like, yo, good looking out for old boy over there. He was like, oh, that's not my homie no more. And I'm like, what you mean? He was like, nah, that he gets too reckless at the mouth.
Right, and that's what I'm saying.
It was interesting you say that because you don't know that story.
Yeah, no, I don't know that story, but I'm not surprised that that's what happened. I'm telling you, like, you gotta. I'm not saying. Yo,
it's not all white people, but it's a lot. It's
white people, I love y'all, but some of y'all, man,
y'all not working with a high clip of
integrity. Y'all, man,
it's not a high clip of integrity.
I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do what y'all do, but I don't know. And Adam22 and especially Destiny, because I really like I was falling into it. I was like, man, like this guy's my guy. And then I was like, I can't even trust this dude. And there's another guy named Hunter who he's no relation to Destiny at all, but he's kind of like Destiny where he has the same platform. I gotta look into you now. Like I gotta make sure I'm like looking at the right people right now.
You brought it up last time in the last podcast. Listen, there's certain quotes and certain insights that great minds make that will always hold true, right? And I'm not saying this will always hold true, but Malcolm X died in the 60s, right? And it's years later, 60 years, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, still true.
Yeah.
A white liberal, beware of them.
Yeah.
Sheep.
Wolves in sheep's clothing. Yep.
But really wolves.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Adam, tattooed BMXer from Rhode Island or wherever, the East Coast.
And everybody talks about No Jumper Podcast, bro.
Wolf.
Every black person I know talks about No Jumper Podcast. I don't know. Y'all gonna have to talk to me again.
Now it's about to be White Jumper Podcast. It's gonna be. It went from because the No Jumper thing is from a Gucci line, right? And so
I don't understand why they can't pull themselves up by their bootstraps.
Take it to the whole. I don't got no jumper, right? That line. You know how you guys don't know sports, but white people are not known for being athletic, so all they have is jumpers. So it's about to be all jumpers because it's gonna be all white people on that podcast, man. That's a good. I'm proud of myself. All right, so
well done.
Bars.
So hold up. You said things get buried. I had a thought the other day that I was wondering when things happen with Joe Budden.
Yeah.
Even the slightest things, right? or when things happen with DJ Academics. And I'm not a fan of DJ Academics, but they're the same. They're in the same sphere. DJ Academics, Joe Budden, Tax Stone, who hasn't potted in years, but his whole trial is all through the Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked, and all that. Mm-hmm. Why is it so hard to find Adam22 content on the Shade Room and Hollywood Unlocked? And now that he's in an unfavorable light, I feel like it should be more accessible for people to see. It's almost as if, as a culture, we still kind of stray away from exposing white people.
So he was there's nothing going on about him on these.
You know it's not like when DJ Academics yelled at his
right.
girl.
Yeah.
You know it's not like when Joe Budden had to fall out.
I mean, you have some of these YouTube channels that are putting him on blast.
I notice for every 2 or 3 people that love DJ Academics, there's like 5 or 6 that I know that hates DJ Academics. Yeah. I have never heard of Adam22 until this situation.
Yeah.
All I heard was no jumper podcast, and how amazing it is.
Yeah.
But no jumper podcast is Adam22.
Right, but what I'm saying is I never heard about the man behind that until
him specifically. I've heard of No Jumper, but Adam22. I mean, I've seen those names around here and there. You know, I've seen his name around here and there, but it hasn't been anything that's like stood out.
And I'm not saying, and of course, I could be living under a rock, and like Kano was saying, I'm a hip hop purist. Right. So you may know who Adam22 is, but this platform is bigger than most other podcasts that deals with hip hop.
Yeah, it's
bigger than Joe Budden podcast. But you're gonna hear if Joe Budden makes a mistake, you're gonna hear about Joe Budden
right away,
quicker than you would hear about Adam.
Yeah,
22.
you're right.
Right away.
You're right.
It's almost like we expect white people to like cross over.
All I know is that this man has been protected on every level.
I don't like it.
Yeah, no, I don't.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of they asked the police officer once of like why they the beat is different in the black neighborhood than the white neighborhood, and they're like, well, in the white neighborhood, if we like are aggressive, we don't know whose father we have to deal with, who's lawyer, accountant, what the network is there.
That's real. Wow.
That's kind of what it feels like still here in social media land. It's like, yeah, but Adam's white. Like, we don't really know what repercussions come with messing with him because he's white.
It's very possible.
Because what if the higher corporates don't like it that you're picking on a white boy from the East Coast?
That is true. There's a higher chance that that's the
case. I don't care.
There's a higher chance that that's the case than if you.
I don't care. You're a sociopath and you groomed a 16-year-old. You think all your friends are expendable. You're a narcissist. You think you're the main character in your world. You are complete trash. I followed the culture for most of my life. You are the most trash person I've ever seen in this culture.
So
get out the culture, bro.
So he essentially is a culture vulture.
You are the definition of a culture. Yeah. You are the most effective culture vulture I've seen because you've garnered people's trust, respect. You've built a platform on black people, and then you turn around and you snake all of them, every one of them.
That's what I'm saying. I told you off the pod.
Well, what about Vlad?
Vlad is not a culture vulture. Vlad is unaware. Vlad is a person who's unaware of how he's perceived.
Okay.
Vlad doesn't do things maliciously.
I give that to you. Yeah, because you know what? He does try to improve. And I feel like that's why he's still lasting right now.
And
I feel like
I do believe Vlad thinks the black people around him are his friends. And sometimes he'll do questionable things in the relationships, but it's because of cultural differences. Not because he really thinks everyone's expendable.
Right. There's a difference between
Adam22 thinks everyone's expendable.
Yeah, he's made that clear. Like there's a difference.
Vlad, I can promise you there's content we never seen that Vlad has never put out because he feels like I'm close with Boosie. Or I'm close with, I don't know if Boosie's his boy. But you know, he considers a boy from he considers some people his friends, right? I can't think of who right now. But they so happen to be black hip hop icons, right? And he's not going to put slime on their name while he considers them to be friends.
Yeah.
You know who didn't do that?
No, yeah. He'll let you have your life at risk, apparently.
It's insane.
You know, because it's like, look, and it's not like you want to turn around and judge someone's character.
And that's not to say that Vlad doesn't do questionable things.
Right, no. But like you mentioned, there's a difference between like making cultural mistakes or cultural differences like whoopsies because you're not from it.
Yeah.
And legit profiting off of and then snaking everyone around you.
And here's
behind that, like even to the point where man's life is at risk and you could care not.
That's insane. And here's the thing about I might get canceled. I don't care. Honestly, I don't really care anymore. That's the thing about white people, right? Is you can be young. I've seen it. You know who else gets away with this? Light-skinned Spanish people. No offense to you. You're not one of them who've done it, but I've seen it. Where you grow up around black people and in your teenage years, in your adolescent years, onto your early 20s, late 20s, you could take black culture in and you can exist within black culture or what you perceive black culture to be, because black culture is bigger than hip hop. Right. There's more to the black experience than just the urban hip hop dynamic of it,
right.
But what they perceive to be black, right? And they'll do that, and then once they want to grow, they can just drop it. They can just shift gears. I've seen it. I've seen people who want to be rappers, right? Who want to be like, I struggled, I come from this, I come from that. And then they go to college and now they're like lawyers. And it's like, hey, that's kind of crazy that you're a whole different person now, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Agreed.
You know, it's a luxury that's not afforded to black people because you can't just drop your blackness.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why I think black people have grown to become protective of their culture.
Yeah, because it's
how
something
many
that's...
times do you see an Adam22?
Yeah. I mean, from you take it back to called colonizers for a reason. Like it really
Wakanda forever?
Wakanda
forever.
Yeah. I mean, it's you came, you mined the resources, and then you went to another place and you left us with less than what we had before.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's exactly what it is.
That's what he's about to do.
And that's essentially what. Now he made the mistake of letting them build their own.
You think that's a mistake?
Beside, you
think that was a mistake?
No, Adam22 let them.
I'm asking you think that was a mistake on his part?
I'm telling you, as much as I don't like this guy,
he considers it a mistake because he wants to have them sign.
As much as he don't like that guy,
no competitive.
As much as I don't like that guy, I don't think that guy makes mistakes. I think he does things on purpose. There's certain things that may have been exposed, and he had to pivot and be like, "Oh, I got to change this." But I don't think giving these guys platforms was mistakes of his. I think
platforms. Maybe he gave them those platforms because he knew that it would benefit him
in
some type of way. Because they're gonna still be talking about him.
Probably.
You want my hot take?
What's your hot take?
I think he didn't believe in them. I think he didn't think that they would lift their platforms up.
So he gave them something to keep their mouth shut, like kind of like how I gave my little brother the video game controller when he was 5.
Yes.
Yeah, you're playing 2 players. Sorry.
Then you don't. And then what you don't expect is that one day that controller connects and he beats you in every 2K game.
I wanted to play GTA by myself. I'm sorry.
You know.
I think I do think that could be a reason. I don't have because I don't have any other reason but
why I
that.
said that because when he's talking to DJ Academics, I think. Or he's talking to someone about AD and T-Rell. He says, well, when I saw AD, that was the first time ever that I thought somebody on this channel could be almost as big as me. He said almost as big as me.
But I also want to say this. Remember, he took the mom's funeral out of the back pocket.
Insane.
He would be like, yo, I gave you this platform. You're not going to give me an opportunity? You're not going to let me do this? You're not going to let me do that? Like he's gonna try and cash in favors.
That's like a Godfather move.
And he's probably
like a sociopath.
You come to me on this day of my daughter's wedding. Continue. I'm sorry.
I do this favor for you whenever I call upon you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what it is.
That was a good Italian accent, right?
Yeah, well done.
Okay, one more question.
The grooming?
Let's get to that.
So Joe Budden's 100% right.
After hearing everything, I'm really not surprised that this happened as well.
Do you think there's more? You think there's more stories? I think there's more.
I think so too. Bro,
there's
no way that you come across a 16-year-old. On top of that,
we forgot one more aspect.
That is living with her mother at 19. You think she wasn't at 16?
We have one more aspect.
There's so much holes here.
She said that she was raped by him. Trigger warning.
She did. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. No, she said that though. She accused him of it.
Yeah, she did accuse.
Not saying he did it, but that's an
Right, that would be
accusation
alleged.
she made.
Right. At 19, she made that, right?
No, later on. 10 years later, I believe.
So when she was 29?
Yeah.
Whoa, this is going way back.
Yeah.
Something like 15 years before.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's no... I wonder what her take is on that. Because he had to have kept in contact. He was like, oh, I'm counting down the days.
It's insane to believe that he only spoke to her a few times when she was 16, cut off all contact, and then one day ends up in her city.
Mans was shopping at Seatown like, oh, well then.
Is that Linda?
Linda, is that you?
Wow.
Adam22 shopping at Seatown is crazy.
I know, right? I should have said Key
What are the
Food.
chances of me
Key
running
Food
into
is
you in
crazy
your
too.
city?
Wow.
Whole Foods.
Insane.
Look at that. Look at us both here shopping
In your neighborhood.
in your neighborhood.
Serendipitously.
It must have been like, what, 3 years? Well, you're 19.
What are you, like, legal now?
Hasn't it,
Wow.
hasn't it been 3 years, 46 days, and 37 hours?
Yeah.
Whatever. What'd I do?
Just,
Yo, when it comes to numbers, just trust us, all right?
All right, my bad.
nah, don't trust me. I'm just as bad as him with numbers.
Hasn't it been 3 years, 46 days, and 32 hours, 98 seconds, 99, 100? So
Yeah.
anyway,
So we don't believe...
how's that room in your mom's house doing?
So real quick, we don't believe that he outed
By
house
the way,
phone...
why would he go to
Hold on.
her mother's
Let
house?
me do this. So we don't believe that he outed house phone by accident, right?
No.
We don't believe that the AD thing happens because he doesn't want him on there because of performance. We believe it's like a get back for the things, right?
Right.
And we believe that he ran into her again and cut off all communication?
When you said the AD things, you mean the whole thing about him?
Where he asks him to get off one of the pods, and he takes him off one of his pods. We don't
That's
believe
after the white supremacist thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
We believe that's a get back and not a performance thing, right?
That has to be because AD said something about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Spoke
yeah.
up.
Obviously, he's shown himself to be a man who takes power trips.
And do we
He's got frequent flyer
do we
miles.
believe that he cut off all communications when she's 16 and then serendipitously runs into her? Do we believe that?
That's some stalker stuff, bro.
That's scary.
That's some predatory stuff. I said
So
this
no,
off camera.
you don't believe this?
No, I don't.
You
I don't
think,
believe none
What
of
are the
this.
odds?
you think he kept tabs on her?
Apparently, according to him, his excuse was that she basically runs
Circles that she's-
in those same circles, and that she's sleeping with these other guys.
That's the punk rock world.
Yeah, in the punk rock world.
Dude, that was the other
Yeah,
thing, right?
Like we share girls, basically.
He deflected all responsibility with other guys I knew slept with her.
Right? Yeah.
What does that matter?
Don't,
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah. It's.
Have you ever said sorry for anything you've done?
No, he is not. No, he's not.
It's insane. There's no way that he just ran into her again.
It's been over 3 years.
Yeah.
Serendipitous.
She lives in Canada.
And where does he live? Not
He's
Canada.
Cali.
Cali, yeah.
Oh yeah, L.A.
Either LA or in the East.
Nah, bro. Like
He
Come
just so
on.
happens to be in Canada.
he had a stopwatch. He had a calendar, a big calendar. He was marking off.
There's gonna be more because it's with people like
He
that. It's
probably
never
was
just
still
one
in
person.
contact with her, man.
And this
in
just
different
came out?
ways.
No, he spoke about it years ago, but it resurfaced
because
of the breakup and the perv guy walking in there.
so the perv guy was
Yeah, which by the way is instant karma for having AD leave because now no one is scared of you
100%.
because there's no
You've
there's no
lost
more
your
Crips.
protection.
There's no more Crips in that building.
Is he still in L.A.?
Yo, watch out, Milk coming.
Why would he stay in L.A.?
No more Crips. That's the other thing. All
What?
the
That
gang
doesn't
people
make
you
sense.
offended.
You need to leave.
You should probably be careful.
You should go back to the East Coast.
Except
Go
he's
back
white,
to Rhode Island.
And white people.
They got their ways. He
What?
probably
He's over the years. All he's done is make enemies.
It's true.
The only thing that's been protecting him is the shield of AD.
Who stops a Hoover from going over there today?
That's what I'm saying. Who stops Milk from flipping you now?
Well, Milk is doing well, so let's not put that on Milk. He's now a successful YouTuber, so we're gonna hope that he doesn't.
God bless.
Hope he doesn't.
But I'm just saying, who stops anyone for that came at you before?
And hopefully no one comes.
The
at
Cholos,
him.
all these
hopefully
dudes.
Hopefully no one runs up on him because he looks like the type to like sit there and point everyone out.
Yeah.
And give like a in detail description on a foggy morning, March 21st.
Sir AD.
Yeah, he looks like the type. So I wouldn't run up on him.
Yeah, like
officer him.
Yeah, I guess, but bro, like at the same time, you don't have to speak after this.
Oh, someone grew up.
After I run up on you, after I run up on you, you don't have to be talking after this.
Woo!
You could lose that ability. That's what I'm saying, bro. It could go that far.
You're right, though. You're right. You've
played in circles enough and wronged enough people where you've made enough enemies.
AD said something interesting. He said something like, "Thank God we had our own platform to walk out, because if we didn't, we would have walked out on some ignorant stuff."
Ooh. That's what I'm saying, dude. This could go way worse than you imagine, and you just still sitting in LA like this is cool.
And if I'm American Cholo,
talk about arrogance.
If I'm American Cholo, I'm like, AD not there no more.
Oh, he's not there no more.
Got it.
I feel like the only slip
making
ups
phone calls.
Hey, Adam.
I feel like the slip ups in his near perfect plan were basically he didn't expect the girl, the 19-year-old girl, to pop back up again, and he wasn't expecting AD to leave.
Right.
He's expecting to keep those two. Everything else, I felt like, or the American Chulo situation. I don't think he was Cholo. I'm sorry, y'all. Cholo situation.
It's okay.
I don't want none of the smoke.
Shout out to the Mexican community.
Yeah, we wasn't there. We like I don't think he was expecting that to happen either.
Right.
One more thing about all of this, right? And this is pure admiration. Is that the rumor that Joe Budden has extended some sort of invitation of sorts to AD and T-Rell. Now I don't know if that means,
AD and T-Rell. I thought to Adam.
No, to AD and T-Rell. Now I don't know if that means to come in as a guest, to guest host for a few moments, or to do a whole project together. Like I don't know what that means. But shout out to Joe Budden, because in that interview with AD, he does tell him something. He was like, "Listen, I've been waiting for this moment." Because when me, Rory, and Moore fell out, boy, did you cover everything.
He said that to who?
To Adam22.
So it's like, man, I love when you're a dirtbag and you know it. You know what I mean? I don't like Adam because he pretends not to be a dirtbag. I like Joe because he owns it. He's like, no.
I know what I am. I'm not a good person. You about to find out how.
I'm sorry. Joe has become extremely cheesy to me, like corny to me. Like to be honest, he's. Now I appreciate.
He gonna remember this when we get started on his podcast.
He's excellent in situations like this.
You don't want to with me. You don't want to with me. Who the bigger dirt bag?
He's excellent in situations like this
and baggier
because he doesn't like Joe. What?
I'll bag that dirt.
Okay. Okay. Can we stop?
Did you say?
Thank you for shopping with us.
Dirtbag.
Dirtbag.
Why don't you like him?
Dirtbags.
What has he done to you recently?
Oh gosh, he touched my tooth.
That's mine.
Oh gosh.
What has he done to you recently?
What?
No,
I don't know why I looked at you.
I'm not a dirtbag.
But I've seen Joe throughout this whole situation. I've seen him get the accusations, see the breakup, and him sitting on his very narcissist type of podium.
Very different narcissism, though.
It's different because he's not like a sociopath.
It's more palatable, that narcissism.
I don't know about. I guess it's more palatable, but he's not a sociopath. He's not putting people's lives at risk. That's what I'll say.
That's the difference.
That's the huge difference. Yes.
I think Adam got to get shot one time. No,
You gotta know how it feels.
You gotta get shot one time if you're gonna play like that with the culture like that.
If he gets shot, I honestly, if we talking about if
one
he's
good
that
Meg Thee Stallion to the foot.
if he's that severely bad, like if he's really like, I don't think a gunshot wound will stop him. I think he'll use that to his advantage too. I ain't touching that jump
as
with
long
a 10
as
foot
it's
pole.
as long as it's not a Ja Wick.
Ja Wick.
It's not.
That
it's
sounds
not
the perfect
Ja Morant.
segue.
Let's do that. And
It's
then
not.
we
It's
wrap
not
up.
a Ja Morant gun because he might not feel it.
Let's do that and wrap up.
The Harlem Nights pistol that he had.
Just closing thoughts on Adam22. Try to keep it short.
You're a dirtbag. Sorry. Oh man, I shouldn't probably say that.
Okay, redo. Closing thoughts on Adam22. You go.
Please, Adam22. Like,
Don't
go to a
dirtbag.
therapist. Don't be a dirtbag.
Work through your issues.
Work through your issues.
Okay.
Because I feel like you got a lot going on.
Get out of LA. Get out of hip hop culture. Get out of Black and Latino culture.
Okay.
Go do your own thing like it seems like you always wanted it to. So,
Hey Adam. Hey buddy. How you doing, man? Listen, keep doing what you're doing. You don't need AD. No, everyone's scared of you. Just interview all the gangsters without AD. You be fine. You be fine. Nobody touch you. You've garnered enough respect. You just keep offending everybody.
I just want to let you know, I still believe you're the light Yagami of this whole entire universe.
Oh, so you a dirtbag, and I want to know from my own personal curiosity, when have you ever taken accountability for anything in life? Okay, Ja Morant, NBA basketball player, real quick.
with a Harlem Nights pistol.
This was crazy.
With the,
Ja Morant, aka Ja Wick.
the gun that shot John Wick's booth.
All right, can we not recycle? Kev
Shot
on
by.
stage? Thanks.
That was Kev on stage?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
Kevin
gosh.
said that.
Kev on stage, you are hilarious for this. I had
Yo,
no
shout
idea.
outs to Kevin on stage.
I had
bro.
no
He wasn't
idea.
watching it with us?
No, I
He
was
was
listening
he was
while
listening, but
setting
he
all
didn't.
this up.
I guess he doesn't know Kevin on stage's voice.
Yeah, you know, while you was on your phone the whole time while I was setting
Setting
everything
things
that
up?
I had to lug over to
Yo,
you.
shout outs to Live, yo.
Yeah, no, forget it. It's all right. Keep going.
Yo, Adam, relax.
Not
son.
better.
So
This is my podcast.
don't do that. Don't do that. So
We'll cut all the channels.
Ja
Better
Morant,
focus on that
NBA,
money.
NBA player for the Memphis Grizzlies, right? He's caught on, not caught, he live streamed himself. He goes live on
Doing
Instagram
the weirdest dance.
with his shirt off.
I don't think he was holding that gun the right way, by the way.
And he was just like that with the gun.
Nah, he wasn't. Wasn't he holding it by the nose?
It was like that.
No, he was
Had it
holding it like this.
like this.
Yeah, by the nose. He was holding it by the nose if you look at it.
Yeah, so either way, he had the little iPhone, the mini iPhone pistol, right? Just like that, just happy. He looked happy in that video.
He looked a little too happy.
Happy, man. Looked like he was assisted with his happiness.
He was only with like 6 other people.
like
in
chemical
that video.
assistance for his
I don't know.
happiness.
Yeah.
Right?
It seemed like it.
And
Very exhilarated.
listen, the NBA was mad.
He
boy,
looked happy at the post interview.
boy, was the NBA mad that Ja Morant had a gun on live with his shirt off?
Yeah.
Mad, boy.
Yeah.
Yo, 50 game suspension.
Yeah.
How we feel? How do we feel about
Imagine
this?
if it was like a bigger gun. Like
How do we
he
feel?
would have gotten completely
How
fired.
do you feel about this? Yo, forget you. How you feel about this? What are you looking up for?
I was trying to figure out because I don't think he was holding it by the nose, bro.
Yeah, he was, bro.
So how you
Look at
feel
that
about the
shit.
Ja Morant
But the
situation?
fact that I don't even
Kyle
know.
is speaking.
How I feel about it?
It's a weird dance.
Listen, man. I don't know. Like he was doing what he was doing. I don't see why the NBA had to do that to him.
You NBA commissioner. You chilling, right? You trying to run a family friendly business where kids attend games, where kids wear uniforms, where kids are buying merch, and you get corporate sponsors and partnerships with corporations that are family friendly, and then it comes across your desk that one of your rising superstars is in a strip club. Well, I don't know if he's in a strip club. My bad. I just put that on him. My bad. He's in the club.
Allegedly.
He's in the club on live, shirt off, waving his little baby pistol.
I don't.
Also, look.
Yo, do you know how many fights goes down?
Wait. But you might be looking at it. You might be looking at it from hip hop culture.
So wait. So
Yeah, what does that have to do
the
with-
gun? Just in case Ron Artest run up on him. Bang, bang, bang.
I mean, listen, you gotta take it for protection. You feel me?
No, but I think you might be. Don't look at it through the lens of hip hop culture. NBA is a different.
I'm not looking at it through any lens. I don't know nothing about the NBA.
Here's the
I want you to know that sounded
I feel like
Word, yo! I was thinking that in my head. I'm like, yo, that's bad. Adam22 right now. Like,
listen.
Yo. Don't try to be black right now. Don't.
be yourself.
Here's what the black people think about this.
Don't look at it from a black lens.
Don't look at it from the black culture.
Which, if you said that, wouldn't have been that crazy.
No, that's not what I
Look
was
at it
saying.
from Nick Fuentes' perspective.
If you were a white supremacist, how would you feel about Ja Morant?
this? Think about it like that. The voters. All right. No, that's not what I was saying. I was saying because I think that in hip hop culture we get desensitized to seeing like rappers with guns and stuff like that.
That's a stupid take.
Is that a stupid
Yeah,
take?
because we live in America.
Because initially,
where white people got the biggest guns.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like.
No, I'm saying on social
That's
media.
what I'm- but
and
that's-
stuff like
but
that.
that-
I
that's
feel like
actually my point.
I've been desensitized to seeing this.
But
Where when I
I feel
first
like,
saw it,
honestly,
I was like, "Oh, that wasn't a big deal."
I feel like I see white people with guns more than I see black people with guns.
I just want to put it out there.
It's my
I feel like that's
freedom.
even more to my point.
I can see that,
First
I
Amendment.
feel like
especially
they,
recently.
My First Amendment. And it's the second one.
like if we want to, I feel like if you want to take it there, I feel like if you really want to take it there, who are the people that was gunning for all sports to come back?
What you mean, you people?
When I said who was the people? I didn't say you people. I said who are the people that were asking for sports to come back during a worldwide pandemic?
Not all of us
Men.
were. We all were.
Men.
I ain't gonna put that on the race because all of
Men.
us was bored.
Men.
Bro, we was
But
so bored. We was watching
but
we
who
was
went
watching
as
Turtles
far?
race. We was like,
But you went as
Look at
far
that
as to
paint
being
dry.
unmasked. You went as far as to bring the guns over to the Capitol. You done this.
bro, we wanted basketball so bad we put them in a bubble in Disney World. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Please play.
Play in the Epcot.
Please.
They got a lake.
Are you not entertained?
It's a country.
But I feel like,
every
but I
10
do
steps.
feel like that there's. I know that all men wanted it back, but there was two sides of it. There was men like, oh man, we want it back, but you know what? We understand the safety of the people. Then there was people was like, nah, I don't
play
care.
with
Super
masks.
spreader, super spreader, super spreader, super spreader.
We had to play basketball with masks.
These people about to pass out. They're oxygen deprived.
James like this. Go through the hole.
They're oxygen deprived. We separated them from their families
Yeah, for real.
6 months.
And then when somebody escaped for an emergency and
Yeah.
he's eating wings at
Yeah.
a strip club and they're like,
Oh,
how dare you?
oh, it's like Ja Morant with a gun.
It's like Ja Morant with a gun. Someone's
It's
eating
worse.
wing.
It's worse.
I get your point.
That
though.
wing was like the gun.
get
John
your
was.
point.
I feel like y'all made my point. And also remember what your
Austin-
wife said about cutting me off, but it's all right. Oh man, it's crazy out here. Sorry, Angie. He tried.
He had the Austin Powers gun.
I would like to make his point after that. I feel like.
No, I'm done. Y'all made my point for me.
What's your point? What's the
My point, the point I was trying to make is it's these same people with these same that wanted that kind of. Oh my gosh, I'm done with y'all.
What's the point?
I'm good, bro.
Can I tell you what I got from what you said? That you gave me a thought that I didn't have before.
Oh, so what I'm saying
I
is,
guess I won't.
yo, y'all spitting on me.
He did or I did.
Both of y'all been spitting on me while all this laughing.
I'm sorry.
Uncontrollable laughter.
I'm
It's crazy.
sleep deprived.
Hold on, you don't go to work tomorrow. So hold up. What I got from what you from what you said, I got a new thought. A new thought came to my mind. You think we hold athletes to too high of a standard?
Yes, because the man was holding up a little stupid gun in a club, strip club, whatever, half naked. Like the man was just like what is he apologizing for?
You don't think it's
He's
crazy?
a gun owner.
You don't think it's crazy? He had a shirt off with a
Oh,
gun.
I would love to see a white man do the same thing and people not care.
They don't care. Well, we know that. That's not the point. The point is that's still crazy,
That's not crazy.
bro. All right, where's your video with your shirt off with a gun?
I don't have a gun.
You know
but
why?
if I did, I'd probably be like, hey, what up, what up?
No, you would not. No, you would not.
I would.
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
No, bro. Martin,
I would.
that would be the most out of character, out of pocket thing I've ever seen from you.
It's very out of character for me to have a gun, but trust me, I've always wanted one, and one of the things I want to do was like, hey, what up with the gat?
You got a point though with one thing. If it's illegal, which I'm not sure, we probably should do some research. If it's a legal firearm, you didn't do nothing wrong.
He didn't do anything wrong.
But no, you gotta. You
hold-
still have responsibilities with a legal firearm.
Oh wait, he says in the interview that it's not his firearm.
Right, it's not even.
Like,
He's
that's not my
claiming
weapon.
it's not his.
I got mental health. I get anxiety,
Yeah,
which is a wild cop out.
It's
he
the-
doesn't
it's the
even look
stupidest-
like he believes
I just
anything
feel like
he's saying.
I just feel like that was
Yeah,
all
talk to your
dumb,
publicist.
bro.
What is it called when you have a pet that sues you?
You gave this man how much $1 million contract?
million.
$200 million contract to play ball. Let the man play ball. He made a mistake. Just let him do what he want to do, bro.
So wait, you claim it's a mistake though?
If that's what the NBA think it is, I don't think it's that. Even if it was okay, fine. If it's a mistake, it's a mistake. But should he be penalized for how many games it was? 50 games.
What are
50.
they? What are they called? The pets
That's
you have that are for
crazy,
mental health.
bro.
It's a comfort animal or something like that.
Yeah, so he had like a comfort blicky.
Uh,
Like not because he said it was going through things. He has anxiety
I'm
depression.
no sense.
I'm not bugging when I was watching TV and I saw conservatives get their panties on a bunch about NFL and NBA. It wasn't just all men. It was mostly these men that was going hard. These gun owners who always want to go hard for the NRA, want to go hard for this person, that for this gun, that gun, blah blah blah, and have whatever ability to have that to have that gun, have the right to have that. And here goes this man showing off a gun, his shirt off, and then now all of a sudden the man has to be suspended for 50 games.
Well, that's because that's a really good point, actually.
It doesn't make sense.
But that's because white people, historically, hey, this is the bashing white people podcast episode.
I guess so.
White people historically though have only respected the Second Amendment as far as it's only white people exercising it. Right?
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah,
Second
no,
Amendment,
right.
if historically we remember, used to allow assault rifles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until the Black Panthers were legally carrying their assault rifles that was afforded to them by the same rights that white people had. It wasn't until they had their assault rifles that the white people were like, maybe we should make them illegal for everyone. You know, if black people could get them, maybe we should make them illegal for everyone.
Yeah.
So this isn't out of like nowhere. This is historically
No.
been how white people move.
No. The laws have always been used as a way to.
And I think you're right. I think
To-
if Luka Doncic, you don't watch sports, but that's a white guy. I think if Luka
Who
Doncic,
is that?
I think if Luka Doncic
that
got
guy?
his shirt off and he's eating potato salad with his that's not what white people eat. What do white people eat? They have potato
White
salad.
potato salad with the raisins. in it.
Yeah. So he got the white potato salad with the raisins in it. And so they put like trail mix in the potato salad. So and he like this. I don't think he's getting a 50-game suspension.
He's not.
Yeah.
Well, more than likely. Who knows? I don't know the future. More than likely.
Luka, do us a favor, man.
No, but
We want to see something.
Or it would have been scrubbed
Experiment.
before then. It would probably have been scrubbed before then or whatever.
It's an A/B comparison. We need Luka.
His team would have had something way better prepared than what that guy did. Ja Morant had as an apology. An apology for what? You had a gun.
I'll tell you what.
I also
though,
do think
he did that apology horribly.
To jump off his point, I also do think when black people do things in the media drags it.
Yeah.
50 games for what? It's like the Kyrie Irving thing, right? When Kyrie Irving, right? And the Nets owner's like, all right, so I'm going to need you to first, you got to meet with the leader of this organization. Then I want you to write a book report on the Holocaust. Then I want you to tell me all
They went
the
hard.
atrocities that have happened. You know, I'm making these
They
up.
went hard.
But these are stuff.
They
And then
went hard, though.
then I want 500,000 donation. And it's like, are you extorting me? like no, but when you're black in America, I feel like sometimes these things get dragged.
Yeah. No, they definitely can. They definitely can. I'm torn.
Is he wrong? Yes. for having his gun exposed and whatever law he was breaking, whatever it is, it's
At the very least, he's mishandling an open firearm, even if he has even if he has open carry license type of thing. He's absolutely mishandling it, and he's being irresponsible with a weapon.
But I would say if Ja Morant was my
camera.
boy, if Ja Morant was like a homie, that's one of my friends, it'd be like, listen, dog, you got your right to move however you want to move. It is what it is. Just understand that you have a $200 million opportunity that you can blow.
So I think that's a bigger, like, you have to know that there's going to be some type of repercussions from this. You just signed a $200 million joint. I know you're only like 23, so like in general, our brains aren't the most developed at that age, right? We all do stupid things. But if I just signed, you gotta like wonder, like, you just signed a $200 million joint. You gotta think that this is gonna have some type of repercussions. Someone, a bunch of people in his family called him.
Like, boy, why tell you about that live internet stuff? Like.
Like, I just don't. I wonder, like, it's not the first time that you see like people like yo, you got like
for your likes, for your money.
It's like he just signed like millions of dollar contract and stuff like that, and then you go and do like really, not smart things right after that. Yeah, you know what I mean. So there's all these other like things that we could draw from it, and maybe the NBA was too harsh.
So it's a really weird wardrobe choice, which is gun out.
That whole situation was weird. His interview,
but you know what?
His interview was odd. Like so far, all of my interactions with this man is very kind of odd.
Was Ja Morant?
Yeah, like just
indirect interactions.
Yeah, the indirect interactions. Yeah, the stuff that I've seen him dancing with the blicky in the club, and then that interview afterwards was just really weird.
Oh,
off-putting.
I thought you were like a Ja Morant fan or something.
No, I'm not.
You was about to give me the rundown like how I did the Adam22.
No. I'm just so far like it's just very odd.
Amazing basketball
it's kind of like off-putting. No, I imagine so. Yeah. I imagine so. Like that's why you got that contract. But it's just like you got to know like.
What'd you say?
What is the nose? What is the nose to you, Live? What is that? The nose of your gun?
Where it shoots from. I'm pretty sure he was holding it from where it shoots from.
Okay, so we were talking the same thing.
Okay. Not the handle, not the grip.
He is from the grip.
Let me see.
It's gonna come back again. Continue talking.
Yeah, so Ja Morant. Listen, you gotta move a little smarter.
Oh yeah,
just be a little.
The gun is so small that
it's a tiny gun. Also,
I thought he was holding it from the nose.
John Wilkes Booth.
Here's the second thing.
That 007 pistol.
Here's the second thing. While 23 is still young, you should not have that small gun at your big age. Like that is insane. Like that is the gun.
Type of gun you have at like 13. Like,
that's no lie. That's your
would
first
they
gun
be
that
okay?
You get.
Would they be okay if the guy if it was a picture of him, American Patriot, and he had the AK-47, and he's standing there with a cowboy hat talking about.
Why you ask rhetorical
America?
questions? No one would
Make
care.
America great again.
Nobody would care. Why are you asking that?
Is he gonna get a suspension?
Probably not.
50-game suspension?
No, because the white people get mad and then they boycott.
Bro. I'm tired of these white people. Yo. I'm sorry, yo. I love y'all, but I'll be tired of y'all.
No. But
Destiny coming for you in 3, 2.
But it's also like not a good idea. To also put yourself you just signed this contract. Why put yourself in that type of predicament? Did you really think that nothing was gonna happen?
Even if you're a white person and you do that, that's also still not a good idea. Because if you get blowback, because you probably won't because you're white. But if you do, you go, well, homie, you the one that put the American flag with the AK. That's on you.
Like, you're the one who put the.
Why you did that?
That's what I'm saying.
You're the one that put the CGI.
You're the one decided to wave the gun that you need a magnifying glass to see. Like I don't understand. Like it's still not.
Can we talk about that gun? Like you need a bigger gun. Like if you
so I'm saying yourself. Like I feel like we're all like clowning you for having. Not for necessarily what you did. I feel like
we're all in agreement here.
I feel like it's not what you did. It's the fact
you
that
got
you did it with such a small gun.
Contract.
That looked like the gun that shot 50
Why did you get an upgrade on this gun,
That's
bro?
What I'm saying.
That's how 50 survived 9 shots with a gun like that. Many men.
Every time.
Many men shoot pistols. Baby pistols. Oh, I butchered that. Go ahead.
Yeah, it makes those noises when he pulls the trigger.
Yeah, like
doop 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 doop. So it's just, and it was just a weird position to
like how'd you find the Kevin Hart of guns? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's the mini of guns.
this is the worst.
We could wrap this up, right?
Yeah.
One more thing though. One more thing. Surprise. Haha. Wow. Never mind. Go ahead. I just blanked out. Say goodbye.
Wow. With that being said,
was it on this topic or a different one?
oh, so let's finish up before he makes it.
Yeah.
Before he makes it. We all gotta go.
All right, y'all. Well, while you remember when you lean back, we can't see you. You look like you're off in a corner contemplating life. We want to thank y'all for joining us. Let us know what y'all think. This might have been a bit of a spicy one for some of y'all. Some of y'all might agree. Is it free Trump for you?
Is it? Do you think Adam22 is a dirtbag?
Do you think Ja Morant needs a bigger gun?
Tell us on the next episode.
All this and more on the Can't Focus podcast.
Who gave us mic? You ever seen the meme that's like, who keeps dropping off mics in the hood? Like, we don't need any more mics. Are we that podcast?
It might be.
Probably.
But we are that podcast that focuses on everything and nothing at the same time.
Yes,
we want to
sir.
thank y'all for rocking with us and taking the time to focus on us. I go by the name of Alive. You can find me at Alive Raps.
It's your boy Martin Hopeful. You can find me at Martin Hopeful.
What up? My name is Kano, Matt Kano Music, a.k.a. Adam22K.
And we are the trio that make up the Can't Focus podcast. We want to thank y'all for taking the time to focus on us. We'll see y'all in the next one.
One more thing.
Dang, it was supposed to be so good.
Go ahead.
Thank you for taking the time to focus on us.
Catch y'all in the next one. Peace.
You editing that out. I know you will. But
Wait, come into the camera and say goodbye.
peace, y'all.
Can't stand you.